It is Tuesday here on October the 13th at 222 with me, your host, Tammeron, a spiritual guide, founder of Tammeron's Place, a retreat for spiritual growth. So this week we are talking about these very powerful energies of the planets that are playing out in the sky. And it is, I believe, one of the most intense emotional energies we are going to see this year in 2020. So, as an overcap of what is happening, if you are following me on my daily challenge here on the Mars Retrograde Challenge, I believe today we're on day 35 of 66. So, we are just over that halfway point. And today I added that it is officially day one of the next 22 days of Mercury being in retrograde as well. And on top of all of that, we also have on Friday arriving the new moon in Libra, which represents peace, harmony, and balance. However, this is a very emotional, intense energy that is playing out. And I know so many of us are feeling that. So I'm just going to give a little recap on what this means for everyone, because the video today, I called it Prepare for Grief and Prepare for Miracles. And this is where I believe that we're going to see so much change in the world. And the reason why is because with Mars being retrograde, Mars has been sitting in the planet of Aries, and Aries represents anger. Where are we angry in our life? Where do we have unresolved issues, anger issues, or where do we have things in our life, an area of our life where things were unresolved, where people were angry and the truth was never spoken? You never got to share your side of the story, the good side of the story. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Sometimes when we're angry and we just decide to walk away from something, it doesn't get resolved. So this is a part of that Mars retrograde energy. And now we have Mercury, which is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is that deep water, right? Water represents emotions. So very deep emotional energies we are going to experience, and combined with Mars and Aries, that is deeper anger. However, with this energy that the moon and everything is coming into Libra, this is the sign of balance and harmony. So this is where we have potential, where we have an opportunity to re-talk something, to re-communicate, to review without anger, to understand the truth, because everything we do, every action we take is based on some element of love. And this was my post yesterday for Thanksgiving, was that we make decisions, whether it's to protect, to heal, to defend, speak up for, whatever it is. When we need to find courage within ourselves, it is stirred through love, right? And that is the activation of the heart. So this is a very powerful energy that can turn into something beautiful and harmonious. It's how we're choosing to deal with one another. And the truth is, it's how we're dealing with ourselves first before we go out into the world and we interact with other people. So this is the umbrella for this week. I hope this makes sense. Please comment below if you need any more clarification, because we're going to get a reading today, a 2-card draw from Spirit. I'm using Colette Baron Reid's deck, The Enchanted Map. Go Canada, me being a Canadian as well. This is a very action-oriented deck, so I've chosen to use this deck this week. And the first card is always about the challenge that we are facing, and the second card is about the action step. So I encourage everyone to ask yourself, how is it that you are going to look after yourself first? Which means taking more time out to chill, sitting down, enjoying a nice cup of tea, which is what I always have here with me each week. And this week I'm drinking peppermint, or today, because it's so heavy. the energy is so dark and so heavy with all this heaviness of the water. I feel like I need to make sure that I'm doing meditations that are based on forgiveness, focusing on my own heart, balancing out my own energy, using more lemon, more orange, anything that's super uplifting. Citrus and peppermint also keeps things moving, right? It's good for our digestion, and it's very good if the energy is feeling very low, then peppermint lifts. It brings it right up. All right. So that's when the magic is in my teacup this week. So here we go. I don't want to be talking anymore, but this is what I feel is going to be powerful for us, and to understand this so that we can make it better. And just studying astrology myself as a student, I am not certified yet. However, that is coming in the future, I'm sure, because being a Capricorn, that is my next big goal, and to support as many women as possible who are going through challenging times, because we're all going through this together. And I always recommend natural remedies as well. But the image that I felt this morning in my meditation about Mercury being in Scorpio, the storyline that was shown to me in my meditation was, it was like the storyline of, okay, we all need to look at ourselves. We need to look at within. And it's kind of like the story of, yeah, let's all go to the counselor's office and pretend that everything's okay and we don't really need to be here. And yeah, we're just going to say, yeah, life is good and that's not the truth. Because we can't make something better if we keep pretending that everything is okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to take these big, massive leaps and to make all these huge changes. Because I believe that the miracle is when each person looks within themselves and says, where can I do better in my life? Where can I do better in my world? Where can I be more responsible for how I show up in the world, so that I am going out every day and I'm happy and I'm content with myself, and I'm taking responsibility for my own choices so that I am responsible for my own happiness, right? And when everybody does this collectively, that's when we see the miracles, because everybody's doing it. And for some people, that might be going out in their community that word didn't come out very well. Other people, it might be that they're working through issues in their family or their partners or their business. There's all kinds of things with your kids. There's all different areas of our life, and there's 12 of them in the astrological wheel. So we're all going through something, which is phenomenal. And it's about taking those baby steps. So that was the image that I had in my meditation this morning is, okay, let's go to counseling and admit there's something that needs to be resolved and find a solution, right? We all have solutions. That's what life's all about. Life is not perfect. If we come into this world thinking that it's a fairy tale, you might not do very well, right? So here we go. I'm going to shuffle the deck. And the first card is a challenge. Second card is the action step, and nothing's popping out. So I'm just going to grab the first two cards off the top and put them down there. The first card that came up, is about listening. Listen more, talk less. Number 53, 5 and 3 together is 8. That is the energy of abundance. So when the card is upside down, it's just telling us to remember that we need to listen more. Look at that, the elephant tusk. So there's power in that. So the challenge this week is, if you feel that you have a lot of this emotional, angry energy coming up, I'm challenging you to remember to talk less and listen more. And what I also feel is when we do that, our intuition, we are guided through spirit. And we receive downloads, we receive information on how to keep moving forward, because that is our guiding, our system, our guidance, right? Spiritual guidance. It comes not from someone else telling us what to do. It comes from ourselves. And the action step is, oh, look at this, 3 and 7. That adds up to 10. That's the energy of 1. That's all about new beginnings for the new moon, this Libra energy. balance, peace, harmony, and cleaning house. That means cleaning out the crap, right? Sometimes it's in our minds. Sometimes it's a belief that someone did something to us when it wasn't actually true. It's just that's what we chose to believe. That keeps us in a victim state of mind. And it's also an opportunity to cleanse, to feng shui, to clean your house. When we clean the energy inside of our homes, we feel better, we feel more balanced, energy flows better. So some of the great ways that we can actually clean our house is to literally clean it and organize it, but to use things like essential oils to change the emotional vibration energy in the room. I'm always running essential oils behind me as well. So today it's I've got very earthy oils flowing, like cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, orange, things that are all about change and supporting the immune system, which is an important time of the year. And we can use things like sage, smudging the energy to clear emotional body. So a lot of people use nag champa. Some people like to burn frankincense. So these are just some holistic tips that I'm giving you. Again, it is about change. We have to change ourselves in order to all move forward and to agree that we're all doing this collectively. It's not just random. So again, that is the card, the message from Spirit. The challenge is to listen. The challenge is to listen more, speak less, trust your intuition on what guidance, the things that you need to change, and clean it up. Let's all clean it up. All right. And this is where the miracles actually happen. So if you found this useful, again, please feel to share this video. They're uploaded every Tuesday or Wednesday onto my YouTube channel under the same name, Tammeron's Place. The videos get reposted there on my business page as well here on Facebook under Tammeron's Place. And if you are a woman and you're looking to learn how to use more holistic modalities to balance your emotional energy so that you can move through these challenging times on the planet with more ease and grace, I welcome you to send me a message or post your name below. I have a private Facebook group for women that I just launched last month, so the numbers are very small. Again, my intuition told me to start this, so every day I'm talking in a little bit more detail about what's happening astrologically as I'm learning as a student myself. I talk a little bit deeper about why I'm using the specific remedies, whether you're seeing them in my videos or the posts on the daily challenges, or I'm just giving you guys some fun information. It's a little bit more laid back and it's a great way to connect and just learn. It is called Tammeron's Wisdom Circle. So again, it's here on Facebook. You are welcome to join if you'd like to learn more. And this week on Friday, it is the new moon event. So again, restrictions are now put back in place for COVID. We're trying to stay home, keep those numbers down. So everything is now going virtual again for all of my events. They are no longer live and in person. Everything is done through virtual, through videos. So Friday night is the actual evening that we have the new moon here in Libra. We're going to be talking about ways to cultivate peace. And again, it is how we cultivate peace within ourselves. I'll be talking about some very specific meditations. That's the word I was thinking of. Here we go, Mercury Retrograde, right? We get confused in the mind. I'll be talking about some of my favorite meditations that I've been doing for years, some of the yoga that I love, and again, people love to share their information as well, and we talk about the different elements. So we talk about fire, earth, air, and water, and how that plays out in our life, because we might be, or you might be prone to having a lot of earth in your lifestyle, and this shows up, believe it or not, on your birth chart. Or you might have too much fire, like you're too feisty. You say things and then you think about it and go, geez, I didn't mean to say that. Maybe you're someone has too much fire, or maybe you have too much air, where you're just feeling kind of out there all the time and you're not very grounded. You can't focus, you can't make decisions. Or maybe there's too much water. Maybe you're just too emotional. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's okay. It's just who you are. So on these live events, what I'm teaching you is how to rebalance what it is that's showing up for you And with the new moon in Libra, we all want to focus on how are we going to cultivate that peace in our life. So we'll be talking about the different modalities. I always have giveaways for the ladies that show up. So I'll be posting the link down here later today. You'll see it at the latest by tomorrow. And please feel free to join us and have some fun. It's a great way to connect with other women. So again, I look forward to being here next week on Tuesday at 222, where I go live and we obtain spiritual guidance, and that's it. That's all I have to say. Mercury, geez, Mercury's making me think twice. So again, my name is Tammeron. I am a spiritual guide, founder of Tammeron's Place, a retreat for spiritual growth for women, and it is about healing a woman's spirit, one soul at a time. So I look forward to seeing you here next week. Oh, and by the way, the new moon's in Libra. So I've decided to change up where I'm going to be hosting these videos. So stay tuned till next week. I'm going to be filming from a different area of my house. And yeah, it's time for a change for me as well. And I'm going to be sharing more information from there. See you next week. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.